Happy Cinco de Mayo Day and welcome to my garden. Today I thought we'd just kind of walk around and see what projects I'm working on that are half done, half started. We'll look at some things that are in bloom and we'll just generally chat about what's going on in the garden. So let me turn you around so you can see what we're going to be talking about. The first thing that's so amazing to me is how green everything is. Oh my goodness, spring has finally come and it's wonderful. Lots and lots of green. So as we come off the back porch, you can see the hoses are laying out. We still don't have the water on underground, but we've just turned them on, so we just have the hoses laying out so we can do some watering. Got the patio furniture set up. We did put the fountain in the other day, which is really nice. Things are coming up nicely. I divided hostas last fall, put in some alliums. Pretty pleased with what's going on there. And as you come over here, you can see there's some impatiens here. My frost date is still a couple weeks away, but I found these at a local center and I needed some white ones, so I grabbed what I had. And then I have a whole bunch of perennials that I've been picking up here and there. And then I've been bringing my seedlings up from the basement because the weather is starting to be warm enough where I can just pull them into the garage at night. Even though it's warm enough at night to leave them out, I'm just worried that some rabbit's going to come by and think that it's a salad bar for them. So I try and pick them up at night and put them inside. Started pulling out my pots to get them ready. As I said, a lot of things are half done, just getting started. The front garden is really my spring garden. I've got a lot of little seedlings coming up. Let's see if I can show you some here. You can see there's a whole bunch of seedlings right in there. And I'm hoping that those are all columbine and foxglove because I spread tons of those seeds in there last year. Hoping that's going to come up. I've got the same thing on this side because I spread those same seeds over here, so I'm hoping that's what's going on. As we walk towards the front, the only daffodils I really have left in bloom are these little white ones under this beech tree. All my 1,000 white daffodils have faded. It's so hard to believe that that season is already done. But things are starting to peak. The hostas are coming up. The azaleas are getting ready to bloom. The Alberta spruce has put on some nice growth. The colors of green this time of year are just fantastic. And you can see I've started doing edging out here. I do a little bit until I'm sick of it and then I move on to a different project. But things are coming up beautifully, even though we had a lot of damage from the winter. My pots this spring, I don't know how these are working out. We've got one tulip that's coming up. Well, there's tulips coming up, but this one's the only one that's in bloom. And then the yellow twig dogwoods, I just went down in the swamp and clipped some branches and stuck that in. I don't know if you can see on there that there's little buds starting to form and leaves on there. So there's a good chance that these things are rooting in that pot. Oh, we can look right down inside that tulip. This is the first time I've done tulips in the pots, and I don't know if it's a success or a failure. I'm not real happy with the tulips, but then it could just be the tulips because they were relatively cheap. Anyway, let's walk back this way. You can see I've got some pots under the trees. This is where I dug up the daylilies, the fire cup daylilies. And my plan for this year right now is to do pots with begonias in there. I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not, but we're going to try it because I have an idea for something that I need to plant this fall, so there's no sense in really doing a lot. but I want something there since it's such an impact under this tree. As I said, this front garden is kind of my spring garden. All the different greens, and hopefully in a few weeks there'll be foxglove and columbine in bloom, and the rhodies will be in bloom, and the beech tree. It'll be pretty. Right now it's still green, and the green is refreshing from the snow, so I enjoy looking at it. I want to grab something here. All right, let's go walk out to the garden and talk about some things. This is my little holding bed. The wire vine, that's the stuff that I divided and kept down in the basement over winter. I brought that out, about a week ago. That did really well down there, although I did find it was covered with aphids. So I brought it up, hosed it off, and figured, well, we'll see what Mother Nature does to take care of it. But I wanted to come out and talk to you definitely about this plant right here. This is Proven Winners Pinkadot pulmonaria. And if you're at the garden center, you may just pass this by and not even realize what it is. When you're at the garden center, we were at Lowe's the other day, and there was a whole row of these. They're beautiful with their speckled leaves. It's really interesting, and it's a shade-loving plant. But you would never know that this turns into this. You can see there are speckled leaves on here. But when you go to the garden center, most people are just looking for flowers. What's flowering? What's flowering? What looks good? So you might pass this by, or this might even end up on the clearance rack because people don't know what it is. But if you see it, this is again Proven Winners Pinkaboo. Pick it up because it is fantastic. It's early season bloomer. It blooms for a long time. Shade loving, just really a nice plant. Let's keep going this way. Some things still aren't in bloom. The tiarella is starting. That's going to be nice in a couple weeks. The Japanese forest grass, I need to cut back some of that dead stuff from last season. And back here, if you can see this row back there, that's all my hydrangeas. Sorry about that. We live on a really quiet road, and sometimes people take advantage of it. But anyway, that whole back row is the hydrangeas Annabelle, and I gave tons and tons and tons of them away. And you can see they're still coming up. It's not even going to really make a dent in them. As we keep coming down here, the lamium, another shade-loving, this is a ground cover. Looks beautiful this time of year. Really, really nice. This is another Proven Winners plant. I believe it is Queen of Hearts. Again, it's one of those things that you might pass by. You're going to see this foliage, and you're going to think, oh, well, that's kind of pretty. But if it's not in bloom, you don't realize that it turns into this. So if you see Queen of Hearts or Jack Frost, I think is another one, pick them up, and they're by Proven Winners. They're really, really nice. Especially to have that blue, this color, time of year, fantastic. Hostas look beautiful as they're coming up. The slugs haven't gotten to them. This is another pulmonaria. This is raspberry, and it's from Monrovia. Doesn't seem to be as vigorous as the Pinkaboo, but this has only been in, I think, 1 year, so maybe we need to give it some time and it will improve. But I don't think it compares at all to the Proven Winners Pinkaboo. Hellebores are in bloom. Thank you, Holly, who I used to work with. She gave these to me. And this little pink thing in the back, this is called pig squeak. Now let's see if we can get it to work. No, I can't get it. Typically when you rub the leaves together, it sounds like a pig squeaking, which is why it got its name, pig squeak. Anyway, things are coming up pretty darn good, I think. My hydrangeas died to the ground, but that's okay. I'm happy to just have the flowers late in the season. But everything's coming up really, really nice. I'm pretty pleased with it. Peonies are coming up. Bugleweed, I knew when I put it in it was going to be happy and take over, but I have a plan for it, so I needed to get a lot of it going. So this is one of my projects that I need to do, is dig this up and transplant it someplace else. My leaf mulch is working pretty good. Here's another Brunera, however you want to say it. The euphorbias are starting to bloom. Such an interesting color this time of year. It's kind of like an acidic yellow. Really, really pretty. These are rhododendrons. They're in bloom. Oh, the girls found me. Hi, girls. Hi. Hi, Jada. Hi. Hi, did you guys have a good breakfast? Did you have a good breakfast? Did you have a good breakfast? Oh, I see a huge garlic mustard. Where is it here? Let's see if we can find it. Right back in there. That needs to be pulled out and taken care of quickly before that goes to seed. But things are coming up. It's just nice to see the green. Here's another plant we should all be looking for when we're at the big box stores. This is Amsonia. This is another proven winners one. This is really a nice plant. Right now at the stores it doesn't look like anything, and I don't think it's in bloom in the stores right now, so people are going to walk right by it. It just looks like a short little shrub with leaves on it, but it's going to get beautiful blue flowers, and in the spring the stems come up. I don't know if you can see how nice and dark they are, but they're really almost jet black when they start emerging early in the spring, and you can see the blossoms are coming up on this. Wonderful, wonderful plant. This is a native to North America, but this is a cultivar, and I'm trying to think which one this is. I'll put it on the screen. My brain isn't working this morning as well as I'd like it to. Another thing in this bed that's really nice is this serviceberry. Right now it's got white flowers on it. It's going to then have little berries for the birds, which I guess are also edible for humans. I've never tried them. This is a great not short tree, it's about 25 feet tall, maybe 20 feet wide. So if you're looking for a tree that can do a little bit of shade, a little bit of sun, not really fussy with the soil, I mean it would like average garden soil, this might be just the ticket for you. This is Autumn Brilliance, so it's a nativar, as they call it. It's a native plant, but this is a cultivar that has been specially bred for its Autumn Brilliance. It's supposed to have bright red leaves in the fall. It's been in here, we put it in about late last year, so we're going to see how it does. But I think it's going to be just beautiful because I really want this whole bed to be just a showcase of spring flowers. Right now it's just kind of a holding bed for things, but we'll get to it. I do still have some daffodils. There are a few still hanging on, but this is pretty much the end of the season for them. I've got hostas coming up, and if we walk back in here, you can see I also have some trillium, which I'm so excited that they're happy and they're coming up there. But in another week or so, things are going to be even more colorful. You can see I've done some edging here. Started pulling it out. And then there are spots like this one, which there is some sheep sorrel in this clump. And I wanted to dispose of that clump specifically because I don't want the sheep sorrel getting into the rest of the garden, because I'm using some of this soil to extend some garden beds. So I didn't want to introduce a weed that is just a pain and invasive and causes me a lot of headache. And if you're not familiar with sheep sorrel, this is what it looks like. And it just runs by little runners. It doesn't go deep under the ground, so it's not really hard to pull out, but it's one of those where if you leave a little piece, it just keeps coming back and coming back. And it's all in this bed here. It's growing up inside the rocks and heading up in there, so I really need to get after this in the next couple days and at least get it out so it's not in that upper garden bed. My little boxwood hedge survived the winter, thankfully, thanks to my husband shoveling it off a couple times. And right now everything is just beautifully green. Beautifully green. Got some plants that I need to divide, things I need to continue to get rid of. But anyway, that's what's happening here in the garden today. Just thought I'd share what's going on, what things are looking like. And I hope you guys are enjoying getting out into your gardens and you have a great day. And if you have any questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comments, or if there's something you want me to cover, love to have an idea for what you'd like me to shoot for a video. So anyway, thanks a lot. Have a great day, and I hope the sun is shining where you are.